Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment as the Tennessee Titans get it done. They defeat the Indianapolis Colts 31-17. And for those of you that missed my Week 13 picks and predictions video, shame on you. I said in that video that after hearing that T.Y. Hilton was out for this football game, in addition to already the preconceived knowledge that Marlon Mack, running back for the Colts, was going to be out, that Eric Ebron was going to be out, that Paris Campbell was still likely to be out, but the main one was T.Y. Hilton. After hearing that, I said, okay, now I'm comfortable picking the Tennessee Titans to win this football game. And make no doubt about it, to me, and we can disagree on this, but to me, if T.Y. Hilton is out there today, and he's healthy, at least relatively, I think we lose this football game. Because let's not forget, and we need to temper our optimism, we're going to have plenty of it, but we need to temper our optimism with this. This game was 17-all. The Colts were driving down the field with 5 minutes left in this football game. If T.Y. Hilton is on the field, it may not be 17-all. But if he is, Jacoby Brissett has a weapon that is known to kill us. And with the way some of the quarterbacks are playing today, he might get a touchdown there. And then the Colts go up 24-17. And then we have to drive down and tie the game. And maybe we do, or maybe we don't, or maybe it wouldn't even be 17-all. I don't know. I just feel happy knowing that T.Y. Hilton was not out there today. And without him, with only Zach Pascal and who else do they really have at wide receiver? I really don't know. This is a new guy, Marcus Johnson, Ross Travis. Who are those guys? Do you guys have any idea who those guys are? I mean, I do some scouting for the NFL draft. I've never heard of no Marcus Johnson or no Ross Travis in my life. You could have told me those were two brothers on the street, and I would have believed it. Marcus Johnson and Ross Travis. Okay, so we got away with one here because honestly to me, just honestly, if the Colts had Marlon Mack, if they had T.Y. Hilton, if they had Eric Ebron, this was a classic opportunity for the Titans to gift another game to the Indianapolis Colts. And make no doubt about it, I know we're happy right now because we won the game. And there's going to be close games in this league. I'm not doubting that. But don't deny that in your heart of hearts, man, you were scared during this football game. You were thinking, oh man, here we go again. The Tennessee Titans are yet again gifting the game to the Indianapolis Colts. Don't deny that. Despite the great 2 or 3 minute burst that we had in the fourth quarter, and it was great. And the little explosion we had in the third quarter. Those were 2 great little explosions that won us the game, and I'm happy about that. Just as I was last week. But let's also not deny that this could have easily have gone the other way. Okay, so let's just temper our optimism on that. So I told you all that if we won this game, I'd begin to believe that we are headed for the playoffs. And the good thing is, I think we might actually be headed to the playoffs. Now, it's going to come down to the nitty-gritty. But my thing is, and let's get to this a little more later, because I'm already getting a little ahead of myself. We have to talk about the game first. But my thing is, man, this is a difficult end to this schedule. When you're talking about facing the Texans twice, facing the Saints, and traveling to Oakland. I mean, it just seems like it's too little, too late, a little too much to shoot. But in terms of this game, again, we start off the game, first quarter, fumble by Derrick Henry. First quarter, first run, first play. Fumble by Derrick Henry, and again, you feel, okay, here we go again. Here we go again. Colts score a touchdown. Jack Doyle continuing to kill us at the tight end position for the Indianapolis Colts. This continues to be a problem for us. Jack Doyle at tight end. You're feeling, oh no, here we go again. Now we respond with a touchdown drive after that. Ryan Tannehill hitting Adam Humphries. The white-to-white connection working well. Okay, looking like Brady and Julian Edelman. I'm loving it. Okay, great. So it's tied 7-all. And then, some stuff happens. And it just ended up feeling, again, like one of those awkward Tennessee Titans games where we just can't do anything offensively because, we try to run the ball and we have some success. Like, Derrick Henry was having success in the first half. And I want to say he had like 9 carries for maybe 40-something yards. I can't remember the exact number, but 40-something yards in the first half. That's good runs. But the problem is, every single third down, Tannehill sacked. Tannehill sacked. Tannehill sacked. Tannehill sacked. He was sacked 5 times in the first half. This was a season high for the Indianapolis Colts for sacks, and they got it in the first half. It didn't even take them a whole football game. It didn't take them 3 quarters. It took them a half to reach a season high in sacks. This is how bad our offensive line is. Okay, so Tannehill was getting sacked, and you felt again. Oh, man, here we go again. Here we go again. Okay, this is what you felt. So, we saw all of that, and then, luckily, Jacoby Brissett started to unravel because the Colts did get another touchdown. They went up 17-7. But even right before Jacoby Brissett started to unravel, more importantly, Derrick Henry started to emerge, and he put this team on his back. I mean, how can you not extend this man? I mean, he is the king. He is the guy. And this is me not taking anything away from Ryan Tannehill. I understand. Ryan Tannehill is playing very, very, very well. I'm not doubting that. I'm not denying that. I'm not minimizing that. But the story here, people, is Derrick Henry. That's the story. I mean, he's running for almost as many yards as we're throwing. He's the MVP. He's the guy. He's the guy. That's the guy that deserves the most of the praise. Now, we can give praise to Ryan Tannehill, and we will. But let's start with the king, Derrick Henry, who is sitting on his throne. He's the protector. He's the rightful protector of the realm. Protector of the 7 kingdoms. Okay, the rightful heir to the throne. It's Derrick freaking Henry. Okay? Protector of the realm, Derrick Henry. That's his title. That's the guy. That's the secret sauce. That's the stuff. And as he down 17-7, put the team on his back, and then Jacoby Brissett started to unravel. And this is why I said when we lost to the Colts week 3, week 2, whatever week it was, week 2. Don't talk to me about no Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is a fraud. He is a fraud. The Colts can keep him. Please, I beg for the Colts to keep him. I have no faith in Jacoby Brissett. I mean, I don't say no faith. I don't think he's a good quarterback in this league. I don't think he's ever going to be a good quarterback in this league. He's all right, but he's a backup to me and maybe a lower starter. Ryan Tannehill's better than him to me, absolutely every day of the week. Mariota, we're not going to talk about Mariota today, but Mariota's better than him to me. And several other quarterbacks. I don't like Jacoby Brissett. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't see what... He has a strong arm. Cool. He makes decisions like we saw today. I don't think he's particularly efficient at moving the football unless if he's having the whole offense really catered and really, suited to him. And with the brilliance of Frank Reich, it's great. But I think the Patriots got rid of him for a reason. If they didn't have to do that, they have faith in him, they wouldn't have done that. Or at least they would have asked for more when they did that, and they didn't. I don't have much faith in Jacoby Brissett. I'm sorry. I don't. But we can agree to disagree on that. But yeah, he finally started to get exposed today with his 2 interceptions. Both of them were absolutely dreadful, absolutely awful, without a doubt. So, yeah, Jacoby Brissett, keep Jacoby Brissett, please, Indianapolis, please keep him. I mean, he can make his cute little sideline throws every now and then. He's going to give you some, and I'll take them. I'm not afraid of no Jacoby Brissett. Forget about that. Okay, so Jacoby Brissett started to unravel, and then you felt like this was our opportunity. After that, what was it, his first or second? I want to say after his first interception there, that was intercepted by Kevin Byard, yes, it was his first, you felt like, okay, we're going to go ahead by a touchdown here, but then Arthur Smith, his predictability got to him because whereas Derrick Henry on the previous drive was able to run successfully and, the play calling really wasn't that creative, but Derrick Henry was just still running well anyway. It didn't really matter. But then you begin to saw on that next drive, dude, we have to run play action pass. Look, everyone in the building is expecting Derrick Henry to get at the football, as he should. But you got to run play action pass there. You got to run play action pass there. And throughout the entire end of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, I was screaming, where is the play action pass? That was my question. Where is the play action pass? And then finally we got at the end of the game for the cincher, the game clinching touchdown. But it was obvious to me when we got the interception by Kevin Byard, call a play action pass on first down, hit Corey Davis, hit A.J. Brown touchdown. It was obvious to me because at that point they were so scared of Derrick Henry, as they should be. But this is a Colts defense that has Darius Leonard out there, that has, what's that outside linebacker? Jabal Sheard out there, that has Justin Houston out there. Like, they're going to adjust. They're not going to let you just run all over them all day. They're going to creep up. They're going to loosen up on the backside. This will allow you to be able to hit the play action pass to A.J. Brown or Corey Davis or Khalif Raymond, which we saw at the end of the game. Didn't do it on that drive, had to settle for a field goal. Next drive, ran on, and also on that drive, Derrick Henry, the stupid Wildcat. Can we stop running Derrick Henry in the stupid Wildcat? It doesn't work. Okay, why are we we're so much more willing to use Derrick Henry in the Wildcat than to run an end around to Corey Davis or Khalif Raymond or Dory Jackson or to try to do something, other than that. This Wildcat Derrick Henry, it doesn't work. I don't know why we continue to do it. Especially, if you wanted to tell me that Marcus Mariota is not a good thrower of the football, so we need to be able to have Derrick Henry out there to run the ball anyway, because no one buys that we're going to be effective throwing the football with Marcus Mariota. Okay, fine. But we've been throwing well with Ryan Tannehill, right? So you need to have Ryan Tannehill out there running a play-action pass or at least handing the ball up to Derrick Henry. This idea, dude, everyone knows when we hand it off to Derrick Henry in the Wildcat, he's running the football. He might throw it, but he's going to run the football. It's not that creative. It's not that cute. Stop it. It doesn't work. I'm tired of it. They ran that on second down. It killed the drive. So, play action pass. It was the most obvious thing in the world. They didn't do it on that drive. They didn't do it on the next drive. And then by then, they saw the Colts going down the field, down the field, down the field, down the field. And lucky for us, Adam Vinatieri, and not even Adam Vinatieri on that one, but overall in this game, Adam Vinatieri stinks, and thank God for that. And I actually forgot to mention that near the beginning of this video. Adam Vinatieri, you're done. Retire today. In fact, he should have retired after week 2. How this guy is still playing this season is a joke. Okay? A lot of people believe that, I probably shouldn't go here, but, I'm going to go there anyway because that's the first thing off the top of my head. Should I even go there? Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. Okay, but, I'm going to go there. Okay, a lot of people believe that a lot of Hispanics are jumping the border and taking jobs away from hardworking Americans. Well, let me tell you this. Roberto Aguayo is a better kicker right now than Adam Vinatieri. Okay? So I don't know about that one. But look, seriously, though. It was not his fault on the last one, on the last field goal block. Or maybe you didn't even say the previous one. But Adam Vinatieri stinks. I mean, the fact that they continue to drop this guy out there for 50-plus yarders, for anything over 40, is a mystery to me. He is awful. He's done. He's finished. Oh, my God. He's so... this is the worst kicking I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Roberto Aguayo is better than this. I mean, it's just ridiculous right now with Adam Vinatieri. So, our special teams got the kick block. And what a great special teams play. We had not one, not two, but 3 Tennessee Titans in that backfield. We had Josh Kalu, we had Ty Smith, and we had someone I can't remember right now. I want to say it was a linebacker. But I remember those two specifically. And we got the block, and we ran it back for a touchdown, and essentially that won us the game. And they ended up getting the ball back offensively after Jacoby Brissett threw another interception, because that's pretty much what he does. Whenever he's, facing a little bit of pressure, a little bit of anxiety, that's what he's going to do. He's going to unravel, and we saw that today. So anyway, and then Tannehill hits Khalif Raymond. Okay, a perfect pass to Khalif Raymond, touchdown Titans on what? A play-action pass that I was begging for all fourth quarter and the end of the third quarter. Everyone is now expecting for you to run the ball to Derrick Henry, run a play-action, Khalif Raymond down. He's the most obvious thing. Khalif Raymond down the sideline, Khalif Raymond down the middle, whatever. You can even throw it to Corey Davis or A.J. Brown, whatever. There needed to be a play-action pass called, and a play-action pass was called. And someone in the chat said Dane Cruikshank. Yeah, that's right. Dane Cruikshank, who was also in the backfield there on special teams on that field goal block. And there you go. Another missed field goal for the Indianapolis Colts today. How many missed field goals is that? Is that three? Is that three? I mean, it's insane how they continue to just trot out of an turf for anything, a tick or a yard or a foot, an inch over 40 yards. How they continue to do that was a gift to this football team. And look, I'm happy we won the game. And defensively, you saw some issues. I mean, Jacoby Brissett finished with 319 yards passing. Colts had 82 yards rushing. But you saw some drives in there. I was getting a little frustrated in there, especially the first quarter into the second quarter a little bit, and then near the end of the game, you saw some susceptibilities on defense, and we're just not an elite defense. I don't know where some of these people are coming from when they say we're an elite defense. That's poppycock. It's ridiculous. There's nothing elite about this defense. Nothing. I mean, I'm actually being serious. There's not an elite unit on this defense, especially with Malcolm Butler being out. Like, maybe when Malcolm Butler's out there, maybe the secondary gets close to being elite, but it's not elite. Logan Ryan is the best cornerback that we have, the best cover corner that we have. So, whatever. I still, and especially with the way Corey Davis is playing right now, man, should we have drafted Jamal Adams. I mean, if this is all we're going to get out of Corey Davis, man, should we have drafted Jamal Adams. Because then we'd have an elite secondary, and then our defense would be more consistent. I don't think it'd be elite with Jamal Adams, but it'd be close. And by next year, with Jeffrey Simmons having, going into a second year, I'm pretty sure it'd be elite. If you throw another pass rusher in there, it'd be elite. But right now, we're like an elite pass rusher and safety, or at least, let me say this: we're at least an elite safety or pass rusher away from being a very good defense. Because I'm not even sure if we're a very good defense right now. I think we're good. I don't think we're very good. We were playing very well early in the season. Yeah, we were a very good defense early in the season. Now, we're not. And that is kind of in part because we are turning over the football more offensively. Tannehill, for all his strengths, throwing the football, not great at carrying it. I mean, he's had a fumble in, the past, 3 weeks. I mean, he keeps fumbling the football in the pocket, and I know we have to protect him better. But he also has to hold on to the football better. He has to recognize when he's getting pressure, and he has to be able to hold on to the football with 2 hands and not be able to cough it up every single time someone comes and hits him. Because you're going to get hit. Especially behind this offensive line. That's not a good enough excuse to me that I'm getting hit and, okay, I'm going to fumble every game. That's not a good enough excuse. And then with Derrick Henry and his fumbling issues lately, the defense is under more pressure, and you can attribute a lot to, why the defense is playing worse lately to the turnovers on offense. I'll grant that, but at the same time, I think there's just been some unraveling over there. And with Malcolm Butler being out, that's one explanation. But with Jeffrey Simmons being in, that doesn't make much sense to me. So the defense is just not there. I'd love to see, next draft. We'll deal with it next draft. But I'd love to see another big time nose tackle in here, or Carl's fine. But I just feel like we could use an elite strong safety, man, just someone that could wreak some damn havoc. And right now I like Rashaan Evans at linebacker. I do, and I didn't like the unnecessary roughness call they called against him. Dude, you can't just allow these offensive players to just stick the ball out. I'm going to come out, I'm going to slap it. Now, he didn't have to, do a roll, whatever he was doing there in order to, tackle him. Maybe that was a little unnecessary, but I don't think he deserved a penalty there. If this offensive player is just lunging for, I'm going to run out of the linebacker, I'm going to, what are you doing? Get that out of here. You can't just extend the ball. I'm going to swat that every time. So I really don't mind the penalty he got. I thought that shouldn't have been a penalty. So, yeah, the defense isn't elite. And I think it's going to come down, and I think it's going to hurt us. It's not even close to being elite, honestly. And I think it's really going to hurt us late. Because we're talking about facing the Saints and the Texans. These are 2 of the top 10 offenses in the NFL. Okay? Period. Maybe near top 5. Probably not top 5. I'm pretty sure because of their time with Teddy Bridgewater, I think the Saints are out of the top 5. But I'm pretty sure the Texans are in. Pretty sure. Don't hold me to that. But I'm definitely sure they're top 10. So, it's going to be interesting down the stretch. And, to get to Tannehill a little bit. Again, he continues to play well. I don't want to minimize that. Trust me, he's playing well. I'm granting that. Tannehill is playing well. Ryan Tannehill's playing well. Make no doubt about it. But the story on offense is Derrick Henry. That's the story. That's the MVP. He's number 2. Tannehill's number 2. And he's a damn good number 2. And whenever he has to throw the football, he's doing it well. He only missed 1 throw today. And that's fine to me. That's great. That's great to me. Only missed 1 throw today. So, but the story to me is Derrick Henry. That's the story to me. That's the MVP. That is the MVP to me. But yeah, Tannehill's playing great. And in terms of him long term, and this report came out today by Jason La Canfora of CBS Sports that they were going to actually, this is very interesting to me. So, and I don't really trust Jason La Canfora with my life. Or maybe even not even my life. Probably not even with my pen. Even my pen, I wouldn't trust Jason La Canfora. But he's saying that the plan was if Mariota played well this season, that the Titans were not going to extend him, but they were going to franchise tag him no matter what. And now they might just tag Ryan Tannehill. And that price tag will be $27 million. The way he's playing right now, you have to do it. To me. And I would still, if Tua Tagovailoa is available, I'm taking him. I would still take Tua Tagovailoa. But let's see what we got next year under Ryan Tannehill. I mean, he continues to throw over 100 passer rating every week. And I still have big problems with this offense. I mean, we are still, and we're a running football team, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But we're still getting such minimal production from A.J. Brown and Corey Davis. It's actually criminal. And I saw one drop from Corey Davis today. I turned to the Ravens and 49ers, and I heard there was another drop. I think it was by him. Someone correct me in the chat, but someone said there was a drop that I missed when I turned to the Ravens and 49ers for a second. And someone dropped the football, and I think it was Corey Davis. So did he have 2 drops today? Let me see if I can look at the targets and see if that lines up. No, he only had 1 because he had 2 targets and 1 reception, and I saw that 1 drop. So was it A.J. Brown who had the drop? Was it Ferkser? Was it Humphreys? No, it wasn't Humphreys. So who had the other drop? Someone in the chat tell me who had the other drop today. But what was my main point here? But yeah, so to me, you have to extend Tannehill to at least a franchise tag. And I feel like that's the best bet. Because I still do have my reservations about Tannehill, to be quite honest with you. And you can say that that's not deserved, and that's fine. My problem is I saw 7 years. Like, if I saw 1 year or 2 years, I'd give him the benefit that I saw 7. Okay, that's a long time. Like, 7 years in this league is a long time. And the Dolphins had their issues, but they weren't that bad. So I still have my reservations, and maybe he's just hit this second wave of his career, and he just figured it out, and things are clicking, and it's just great. And his time on the bench is just, made him wake up, and that's great, and I hope. 7 years is a long time. That's just my one fear. We might be getting someone who had a good example, because I was trying to think of examples last week of veteran quarterbacks who had a great second wave to their career. Someone brought up Carson Palmer, and I think that might be what we're looking at here. However, Carson Palmer, that was due in large part to Bruce Arians. Do we have a Bruce Arians? Is Mike Vrabel Bruce Arians? Is Arthur Smith Bruce Arians? I don't know about that. So, I don't know what's going on. But, it's possible. Sure. I'm being cautiously optimistic here. He's playing fantastic. Over 100, like his pass rating now today was like 130. Oh, and I forgot to display the stats. Jesus. I should have been displaying the stats for a while now. But anyway, he's playing fantastic. And I hope he continues this. And right now, you got a franchise tag him. I want to extend for 2-3 years. You franchise him, he can't go anywhere. And then let's see if he can keep it up next year. That's the move to me. That's the safe move to me. That's how you do it. And then next year, if he continues to play this well, then we'll talk about extension. And I wasn't even sure if we could franchise him because he's only been here for a year, but apparently we can. So, okay, let's do it. And it is a $27 million price tag, which is kind of expensive. And I think that is more for 1 year than Cam Newton. Well, it's about equal. I'm going to say it's going to be anywhere from plus or minus. I'll say plus or minus, but most likely plus. 2 or 3 million more in that year than Cam would demand per year, than Rivers would demand per year, than maybe Brady would demand per year. But it's only 1 year. So that's the one thing to look at. So, but we're going to discuss that. And real quick, I want to make an announcement. So, a new series on this channel. Thursdays. Tighten Up Thursdays on this channel. I will be live for 20 to 30 minutes every single Thursday discussing the week's news for the Tennessee Titans and answering some of your questions. So we're going to hold off on that debate because I'm sure we're going to talk about that a lot. But yeah, new series on this channel beginning this week. Tighten Up Thursdays, live Thursday night. It's probably going to be about 6 p.m. Central. Maybe, yeah, because I do, sometimes I want to watch Thursday Night Football. So yeah, let's say 6 p.m. Central, Tighten Up Thursdays here on this channel. So we'll table the discussion for that when it comes to the Tannehill discussion. But he is playing great. I grant it. For you people that harp on me for not, I grant it. I'm just worried about the 7 years. That's all I'm worried about. And that's a good worry. Okay? That's a good worry. But hey, right now he is playing great. Defensively, another sack from the Honorable Harold Landry. So that was nice to see. Joel Casey got a sack of his own. And I like the way Joel Casey's playing too. But yeah, the one problem I have, I don't really have a problem with Joel Casey because he's playing great. But this is why our defense is an elite. He doesn't break the game often enough, you know? Like, we're just missing just that extra juice, that extra sauce. And I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying it'd be nice if we had, like, an Aaron Donald. You know? Like, it'd be nice. But we have a Joel Casey, and that's good. You know, that's good. Don't get me wrong. But it'd be nice if we had an Aaron Donald, you know? Kevin Byard is truly an elite safety. So we're not getting much better at free safety. I think he's the best free safety in the NFL. So we're not much better there. But, you know, we're just missing something. Like, this defense is not the Chicago Bears defense. And it's just not. Although the Bears defense had their problems against David Blau on Thursday night. It's hard to be an elite defense in today's day and age. Like, I understand that. But we're just missing too much sauce. I mean, we're only ranked like 12th in the NFL in terms of defense. Like 24th, I think they said, against the pass. And those aren't good numbers. So, yeah, it's just frustrating right now. Especially because our offense is fixed. But, I mean, I'm still seeing a lot of problems offensively. It's just that we have these, you know, little 2 to 5 minute bursts. And then all of a sudden we put up points. And I guess that's good enough if you continue to win games. It's great. So, last note before I turn to the comments, if you have any comments for me at SportsFed Entertainment in the chat, and I'll answer them. But again, you can stick around and come back Thursday for Tighten Up Thursday, and we'll discuss more stuff then. Down the stretch. Okay, so we have at Oakland, we host the Texans, we host the Saints at Houston. I just don't see it. I mean, I think it's just too much to ask for. Because you're going to, if you want to, without a doubt, clinch it, you have to win 3 out of 4. And I just don't see it. I think it's just too much to ask for. I think it's just too much to ask for. And if we would have started Tannehill for 16 games, we would have made it. We would have made 10-6. Maybe even the 11-5 that I initially projected. But we didn't. And that's all me. I mean, I didn't make the decision, but I'll claim ownership for that because I would have done the same thing. I would have stuck with Mariota. I mean, for even longer than we did. At least 1 week longer than we did. So you could say that's all me and people of my ilk and people that were following my train of thought. That's on us. We were wrong on that. But I think it's just too much to ask for. To beat the Raiders, who today will probably lose to the Chiefs and be 6-6. But to beat them in their own stadium. To beat the Texans in Nashville. And then to win one of hosting the Saints and the Texans. I just think it's too much. So I think the most likely option is 2-2. Now we look at the wild card. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers won today. That hurt. Big time. Because although the Browns were also in the race, they weren't really a big threat in terms of the wild card discussion. Okay, that's just not the case. So, the Browns are now out. The Steelers remain in. Okay, and they continue to win games, and they have a better conference record than us. Next week, they travel to Arizona, where I would actually expect them to lose against the Arizona Cardinals, but that's a 50-50 game. They then host the Buffalo Bills. That's a 50-50 game, especially how the Bills and how strong they looked against the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. That's a 50-50 game. They travel to New York and face the Jets, where they're likely to win. I'll say they're at least 75% chance to win. There's a slight chance for an upset there. But then they travel to Baltimore week 17. Now, I expect And I could be foolish for this, but I expect for the Ravens to be playing for something in Week 17. I expect them to need to win this game in order to clinch home field advantage over the New England Patriots. This is what I am expecting. Could be wrong on that. If the Patriots lose today, which I do expect them, or tonight against Houston Texans, which I do, and then they lose another game, then maybe, and they have to lose two, actually. So I'm actually pretty dead set on them needing to win that Week 17 game in order to clinch their home field advantage. So give me the Ravens in that one. So that's at least one loss I see for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The other three, but I feel comfortable saying that they'll lose one. That they will lose one of Arizona, at Arizona, versus the Bills, and at the New York Jets. I feel comfortable saying they will lose one of those. So they will finish 9-7. However, currently they are sitting with a conference record, and I think conference record is the second tiebreaker. But let me continue on my point. They're currently sitting with a conference record of 6-3. So what we need for them to do is to lose to the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens, or lose to the Jets and the Ravens, right? To lose two of those four games against their AFC opponents, right? This is what we need to happen. Meanwhile, we need the Tennessee Titans. And I look, we're not sweeping the Texans. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. Deshaun Watson is going to beat us at least once. If you think we're sweeping the Texans, I think you've lost your mind. Honestly. I mean, look, a lot of people are saying that I'm a negative fan. I mean, come on. Can we just be a little realistic? We're not sweeping the Texans. So we're going to have one more conference loss on our record. That's just the truth. We can, however, actually afford to lose the Saints game. It's an out-of-conference game. It won't count against our conference record. That is a game we can afford to lose. So let's say we lose one game to the Texans. We lose to the Saints. We win against the Raiders. We win against the Texans in Nashville. Or whichever one, doesn't really matter. So that would put us at the same conference record as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know, or I want to say that the tiebreaker before our conference record is common games. And I'm not going to sit here and do that right now. I'll do that, and I'll look at it, and I'll tell you Thursday what the scenario is looking like. But I can tell you right now, one of the common games that we have had is us beating the Browns, but the Steelers beat the Browns anyway, so that wouldn't count. We'll see what the Steelers do against the Buffalo Bills. And the other one would be, did the Steelers play the Chiefs? The Chargers? The Steelers beat the Chargers, and we beat the Chargers. So I think we're actually even when it comes to common games. Oh, the Steelers did lose one game to the Browns. Excuse me. I'm not sure how that would count because they beat the Browns and lost to the Browns. We beat the Browns once, so I would assume, actually, that we have a better record in common games than the Pittsburgh Steelers because they lost to the Browns once and only once. I do believe that to be the case. So you need to hope that they lose to the Buffalo Bills. So if the Steelers lose to the Buffalo Bills, look at me, I said I wasn't going to do it, and now here I am doing it anyway. If the Steelers lose to the Bills, we can tie with them, and we're in. Now, I have to run some numbers on that, but based on everything I'm looking at, that's true. That's actually 100% true. If the Steelers lose to the Bills and we tie records with them, we are in. As for the Oakland Raiders, okay, let me pull up the Oakland Raiders. And I also pull up the Indianapolis Colts because they're also something to look at here. Indianapolis Colts, who we now are tied with. And I'll look into more of this, but just I'll do quickly the Colts and the Raiders because this is going to take some time to really analyze. But the Colts are now 6-6, so they go at Tampa Bay, where I actually expect them to lose that one, especially if they're as not as healthy as they've been. I expect them to lose that one. And then they travel to New Orleans and face New Orleans. I think that's a loss as well. I think they're 8-8. After that, they host the Panthers. I think they'd win, but that'd be 50-50. And they travel to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. I don't think the Colts are any more in the discussion. I think we eliminated the Colts from the discussion today. I do believe. I feel like they finished 8-8 at best with that schedule. That is not a strong schedule for them. And then Raiders quickly. I think they lose to the Chiefs, and right now they are losing to the Chiefs. So I think they lose to the Chiefs today to go 6-6. I think they lose to us. I think we do lose. I think we do defeat the Oakland Raiders. I think they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they lose to the Chargers, and I think they beat the Broncos. But even that's questionable. So I think it's between us and the Steelers for the 6th seed, and I think that's the conversation. And we are still in the conversation for the AFC South. I understand that, but I expect the Texans to win tonight. I expect them to beat us at least once, if not, and I'm hoping they don't sweep us. But honestly, that's still on the table. I mean, make no doubt, that's still on the damn table. Okay, that's still on the damn table. The hope, this is actually a hope. The hope, and this, actually, you need to hope for this. If the Patriots win tonight, that bumps the Texans down to 7-5. When? Because I really believe we're going to lose to the Texans. I could be wrong on this, but okay. When we lose to the Texans, and let's say if we lose to the Texans in Tennessee, in Nashville, by week 17, the Texans may have already clinched the AFC South because they're going to have a win over us. And they might be looking at being either 11-5 or 10-6 if they lose to us, whereas we'd be looking at 9-7 at best if we beat them. So they will have already won the AFC South. They will not be close to the Patriots or the Ravens in terms of the bye week. So they might be playing for the 3rd or 4th seed, but they may just say, dude, we don't care about no 3rd or 4th seed. We're benching Deshaun Watson. We're benching Will Fuller. We're benching Darren Hopkins. And we can still go to Houston and win a game that we shouldn't win. So that's another scenario to look out for here. So there's a lot of scenarios. We're going to, go through them. We're going to look at them closely. But that's another viable scenario where we actually can go to Houston and beat them, because the only thing they'll be playing for is the 3rd seed versus the 4th seed, because they're not going to be close to the bye week to me. Whereas they will be close to probably already clinching the division and just battling between the 3rd and the 4th seed. So we'll watch that very closely. It's going to be something very interesting to watch. But yeah. So let's move on to the chat. I missed the super chat a while back that has now been pushed out of the way. But I want to say it was from Ian. Oh, what did he say again? Ian, if you put back in the chat, you don't have to send a super chat, but if you put back in the chat what you said, I'll read it. I actually lost it. But yeah, so that's it. If there's anything you want me to answer in the chat, put it in there now. Is there a way I can... Let me see if I can try to bring that back up. Apparently not. What a shame. And now my chat completely disappeared. Look at me breaking stuff. Let me try to... Okay, there is my chat again. Oh, alright, so we had one question a while back. Minecraft God 69 says, at Sports Fan Entertainment, what should the Titans draft, a pass rusher or a guard/center in the 1st round? Depends who's there. I mean, really, it's too early to pinpoint positions. Depends who's there. Depends where the draft is strong. It's too early for that type of discussion. Andrew Contreras says, the pass yards against numbers are stupid because if your offense is good, then the pass defense will be worse. Well, look at the San Francisco 49ers, because you might want to tell them that. Because last I checked, and look at the New England Patriots. Last I checked, those passing offenses and those offenses are pretty damn good. But their passing defenses are still pretty damn good and near the top of the league. Both top 5 in the league. So I'm not buying that, okay? There's an idea that's floated around people and NFL fans for a while that, yeah, when your offense is better, your defense is going to be worse. What the hell are the 49ers and the Patriots doing? And the Ravens? You might want to tell Ravens' defense ain't that great. But you might want to tell the 49ers and the Patriots that, because obviously they didn't get that memo. They're still pretty good in terms of their passing defense despite having good offenses. And the Patriots obviously isn't as strong as it's been in the past, but they're still putting up points, so... maybe not last week in that storm against the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm not buying that. What else do we have here? Let's see. Stav Poo, I guess I want to say that. He says, as sports fan entertainment, you predicted the Titans are going 11-5, but wrong in how they're going to do it. Ryan is our guy. That one loss was a fluke game. We run Derrick Henry too late. I'm not going to say it was a fluke game. We lost the game. What do you mean it was a fluke game? The Carolina Panthers? How was the Carolina Panthers game a fluke game? We got bombarded from the first snap. We were down, what? Wasn't it 17-0? How was that a fluke? I'd love to know how 17-0 is a fluke. That's the greatest fluke I've ever seen in my life. That was an L. We got dominated from almost start to finish, and finish was just because at that point they were the ones that were taking their foot off the gas pedal. But that was no fluke. I mean, let's relax on that type of language. That was not a fluke. Andrew Contreras also says, don't division records determine tiebreakers. Also, pass defense is bad. Yeah, I already read that. Well, no, not when it comes to wild card, unless if both those teams are in the same division, and the Steelers and Titans are not in the same division. So, division record, I'm not sure if that's a tiebreaker at all, and if it is, it's one of the lower tiebreakers. Jacob McLaughlin asks, how about Arthur Smith and the coaching staff? I'm not impressed with Arthur Smith today. I thought a lot of the stuff today was lame. I don't think it was very creative at all. Luckily, Derrick Henry just started getting it going, and then even when he didn't know when to run a play-action pass until it was the very end of the game, which was still a good play call. But, dude, you should have been running play-action passes all fourth quarter. That was the move. It was a clear move. It worked 2 weeks ago. Like, literally 2 weeks ago, a week ago. You could have said, or 3 weeks ago, too. Against the Chiefs, it worked. And last week, it worked. Run some damn play-action passes. And it took him until the very end before you said, yeah, let me run a play-action pass. And then before you knew it, it was a touchdown. It was the most obvious play call. He refused to make it. I don't know why. So I'm not giving Arthur Smith any credit for today, to be quite honest with you. And the rest of the coaching staff, Vrabel did fine. You know, I mean, I hated his one moment today. He, like, threw the flag, like, like, why are you doing that? Like, dude, the game's tied. Stop acting cute. Like, this is not the time to act cute. I'm going to throw the flag out there to have, like, dude, I'll just throw the flag and keep it moving. Like, dude, why are you acting cute right now? But other than that, Vrabel was fine today. And, hey, you look at his overall coaching record, he's 7-5 this year. He was 9-7 last year, putting him at 16-12, which is pretty good. So he has that going for him. Let's see. ZC Sports says, how many games will the Titans win? I say 9. I say that they win the next 2. And I said that they lose the last 2. I hope that the last one doesn't matter for the Texans. And if it doesn't, then they might win that one. But if they win, if they go into that game 9-6, then the Texans might care about that. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. But right now, if you ask me, I say 9-7. I say 9-7. All right, John Smith asked, we only had 2 play-action passes. Is that right? And 1 Tannehill run, which wasn't even designed. Why not use it work the past 2 weeks? Exactly. And was it only 2 play-action passes? I can't say that, but I know it was less than 5. Maybe 4, 3, 2, or 1. Definitely 2. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because you're exactly right. You hit it right on the dot. That's literally what worked. Like, Arthur Smith literally just had to run what he's been running for what he ran last week. That's literally all you had to do. And he couldn't even do that. That's all. The gameplay was already there. And the whole third, fourth quarter, we weren't doing it until the very end. Cleve framed a touchdown, which was great. Fantastic. Great. But we should have been doing that. The game would have already been over. So that was frustrating on me. Like, if we don't get the block, y'all, the thing is, if we don't get the block field goal today, I don't know if we win this game. Like, I think we do. I'm just not sure on that. Iceman asks a Vanderbilt-related question. He says, should Derrick Mason get canned? Absolutely. This is off topic. He's talking about the Vanderbilt Commodores, but absolutely it's ridiculous that he saw as a job. But that's the new Vanderbilt AD. I hope he was just bluffing when he said that. Patrick Moats, thoughts on Vrabel's challenges. I mean, in the past, they've been horrible. This one was obvious. So, I mean, yay, he won a challenge. I still don't like how he threw the flag out there all, like, just stop being cute. Especially in that time in the game. I don't know, that just annoyed me. There's no time to be cute. Pharaoh Jocko says, Corey Davis isn't getting much production right now. Will you re-sign him? Well, we still have time for that discussion because he's only in year 3 of a 4-year contract that has a 5th-year option. So the more appropriate question is, would I pick up that 5th-year option, which is now in the discussion. It all depends on how much that dollar figure is, because that 5th-year option, it's not guaranteed, I don't think. So, I don't think it's guaranteed. But, just even the fact that you're talking about picking up a 5th-year option on a guy that just isn't producing, and I still think that has a large part due, or that is in large part due to our offense, that is still not targeting these wide receivers. I mean, look at A.J. Brown today. I mean, he might have had the other drop. I didn't see anyone in the chat, or maybe someone said in the chat who had the drop. I didn't see it. But every time A.J. Brown gets the ball, y'all think I'm kidding, but it's electric. I mean, why is he not getting 5 catches a game? Why is Corey Davis not getting 4 or 5 catches a game? Like every single game. And I know we're a running football team, and I know we want to be a running football team, and I know that's our identity. But this passing offense, that's why I hesitate to go all in. This passing offense is still not good. It's still not consistent. It's still not up to modern NFL standards. This is not a modern passing offense. A.J. Brown should be a star as a rookie in this league. Period. Can you imagine A.J. Brown right now with Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes or, not even with the quarterbacks, actually, just with the Chiefs, with the Packers, with any team that actually has a modern NFL passing offense? He should be a star. Everyone should be talking about, wow, A.J. Brown, Rookie of the Year, right next to Kyler Murray, right next to these guys. Right next to Josh Jacobs as well. We're not having that conversation. Why? It's ridiculous. But, for right now, if you ask me today, yes, I pick up the 5th-year option on Corey Davis. All right. Nick Holcomb says, looking at how the Colts use their running backs, do you think the Titans could better utilize guys like Lewis and Blasingame? Kari Blasingame's new. I don't know much about him. Deion Lewis stinks, so no. I still don't understand why you didn't trade for Kenyon Drake. That's still a mystery to me. But do we need a receiving back like the Colts have right now? Absolutely. And we don't use these running backs effectively. Like, the only thing effective that we use for these running backs, okay, we can run a screen pass. Like, that's not creative. Screen pass has been around in this league for over 50 years. A screen pass is not creativity with your receiving back. There's more you can do with your receiving back than a screen pass. I know this might be shocking news. I know this might be breaking news to Arthur Smith, but this is a true thing I'm saying. There are more creative things you can do in the receiving game with your running back than a screen. I know this is shocking to say, but have we even run a halfback wheel? Have we even run a halfback angle? Have we even run, a halfback corner? Where are these play calls? I mean, seriously. I'm trying to, okay, I got so negative to end this video, but I mean, it's just, I'm just still a little frustrated with what I'm seeing offensively, but we'll see. Arnie with Music asks, how are we blocking so many kicks? I mean, you got to give some props to these special teams coaches. I mean, they're doing a great job right now. I mean, obviously, they have these guys working hard and, doing a good job in terms of, blocking kicks and getting after it and showing effort. And Josh Kalu continues to show up on the special team, so you got to love it right now. And by the way, how about this dude? What's his name? Santoso? This big baboon who goes out there and just kicks these touchbacks, man. And, some people had a problem with us holding 2 kickers. I don't mind, because I mean that kicker today still had more impact than our 4th string tight end, than our 4th or 5th string cornerback, or our 3rd string safety. So if you need another kicker to do some things, go ahead, because they're going to have more impact on a lot of players that are on your active 46-man roster. So I actually didn't mind the ridiculous 2 kicker situation that we had going on. Aaron Smith said they ran plenty of play action. Wasn't really a lot downfield. I don't know about that. I think it was less than 5 play action passes. We have a super chat from Kick It to the King who says, what will cement Tannehill as the quarterback going into 2020? A playoff appearance, a playoff win, 9 wins, big props since he's come in, only 1 loss. Well, I mean, as long as he doesn't just completely fumble the last 4 games, I think it's nearly cemented. Honestly, I don't think they can get away with not franchising him at the very least. So I expect him to at the very least be franchised heading into next season. I think he'd want to be back. So I don't see why that would not be the case. Right now, I'm 100% expecting. At least let me just say not 100%. I'm 95% expecting for Ryan Tannehill to be the quarterback heading into 2020. All right, let me see anything else that I missed. I guess I missed that super chat because Ian never said anything, which is unfortunate, but it happens. All right, so with that said, that's going to do it for this live stream. Again, join me on Thursday for Tighten Up Thursdays, where we'll discuss this game a little bit more and preview the next game against the Oakland Raiders, discuss any of the Titans news that comes out during the week. That'll be 6 p.m. Central on Thursday night. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.